I want to commend all of you for being here, and I will appropriately point out some special thanks to some of the corporate sponsors that are here today. And Kirby John, I just want to say one thing about you, brother. You could get up there and say, Jesus wept, with that beautiful voice of yours and the shortest verse in the Bible, and it'd be a powerful thing. That man, he is a powerful and great influence in this community and in this country. And it's people like him, it's this audience here, that it's the hard-working men and women of our state that make it possible to be able to introduce young men and women like we have had the opportunity to meet here today, to continue so that they can live their lives and to live in this state and have the opportunity to be anything that they can dream. And I happen to believe that importance of education cannot be overstated. I'm proud of the quality of education that we are making available to young men and women in our state, and I might add it's getting better all the time. You know, in the past years, I've worked hard on the accessibility issue for Texans. If you compare the amount of money appropriated for financial aid 10 years ago today, 1999, when I came to the lieutenant governor's post, and it is increased by 500%. 500% is what we have increased our financial. There are 93,000 Texans today who have received state-funded financial aid over that 10-year period of time. And I want to take a moment and say the spark plug for that. The man who made that happen is your husband, Rodney Ellis. And again, I want to say thanks to him for this powerful work that he's done. And I say that's a pretty good increase, but I think we can do more. And for that matter, both as the state government and as private citizens. And our need for education is only going to grow in this state. That's kind of the underlying fact. It's an increasingly competitive global marketplace that we have out there. 90% of the new jobs that are going to be created in the world are going to require some post-high school education to be able to be prepared for it. So we need to get our students the education that they need so that we keep our workforce competitive. I share with folks, I'm so proud of what we've been able to do in the state, particularly over the last 6 years. Since 2003, Texas is now the home to more Fortune 500 companies than any state in the nation. We're the #1 exporting state in the nation. In 2008, 80% of all the jobs in America. Michael, this is a powerful statement. 80% of all the jobs created in the United States in 2008 were created in Texas. Think about that. We make up about 8% of the total population of this country, but last year 80% of all the jobs were created in this state. And it's because we are a competitive state. We're a very competitive state. I was sharing with, and I know there are a number of you who either have some really close ties back to Louisiana and to New Orleans, and some of you came as our guests back about 4 years ago and stayed. And God bless you. You found a wonderful place to live. And Louisiana is making a great comeback. They're creating jobs down there. But I saw Bobby Jindal about 2 weeks ago, and they've got this great film incentive. New Mexico and Louisiana, our neighbors on the left and on the right, if you will, on the east and on the west. They had these great film incentives over there, and the film industry was flowing to those states. Bill Richardson was bragging about how many films he had done, and Bobby was talking about all the films that they were bringing into their states. And we love competition. I'm a great believer that competition and the preparation of competition, and we know how you do that. In so many places in the world, it's all about, give me an educated workforce, and I will go compete against anybody. And that's what we've done here in the state of Texas. We've created this most powerful competition, this environment where a young man or young woman, they know that they can do anything. You're not going back to California, Brittany. You're going to stay in Texas, honey, because you got this great education at Wiley College. You're going to stay here. We give young men and women the opportunity to succeed. And you see, I'm a great believer that you got to create the environment for people to come and risk their capital. That if they'll do that, and if we'll make college and education accessible and affordable, then they will take advantage of that, and they'll stay in your state. That's the reason 1,000 people a day continue to move to the state of Texas. Jody, I mean, we're still growing, even with this these dark storm clouds of the financial crisis that's all across the country. We got our challenges, yes, but we're creating this environment in this state where people continue to say, where do we want to be? I mean, if taxes and regulations are onerous, I mean, is there a place out there where we can go and have the opportunity to succeed and excel? And time after time, they hear the words Texas. That's where I want to be. I want to live in that state. I'm so proud of what the citizens have done here, of how we have allowed people to pursue their dreams. I'm proud of the United Negro College Fund, your strong history of helping young people achieve their dreams. I told Brittany that this state, these colleges, are writing the history of our state. That young men and women like yourself, Joshua, are carving indelibly into the history of this state and telling young men and women who are coming behind you, oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because there were people who came before you, people like Rodney Ellis, who understood that the way we change the world, the way we give young men and women every opportunity to succeed, is by making sure that they have the ability to access and can afford to go to one of these great universities. Since 1944, UNCF has helped more than 300,000 young Americans earn an undergraduate and graduate degree. That's 300,000 people who have the tools to make a difference, have a better life, get a better job, take better care of their families. And it's thanks to the generosity of people like you. Look in the mirror when you get home and smile and see what I see. Good and generous and wise people who understand that those scholarships that you're making available are making a difference. We're honored to have the presidents, and I know Michael has introduced them, but I want to say again, thank you to the presidents of those universities that are here. We have some state universities represented as well. I get the great privilege in a couple of weeks to go over and do the commencement at the great Texas A&M Prairie View campus, and all us Aggies will be there whooping and hollering and doing a yell practice and going on. But as private universities and what you do at Houston-Tillotson, what occurs at Wiley and Texas College, at Paul Quinn, they've done remarkable things. They've made a real difference. And it's really interesting, the procuring those dollars from a variety of sources. Those funds have a real impact. They have a real impact in the here and the now. There'll be 20 seniors who are going to graduate at Wiley College, thanks to your emergency student aid program. 20 kids whose lives are changed forever. Look what you're doing. You covered some unpaid balances. You helped the hardworking young men and women. You had for 2 years yours. He was in New Orleans when Katrina came. Lived in your car for a while. This man understands what it's like to sacrifice. And had it not been for the United Negro College Fund to take care of his cost of school, he wouldn't be sitting here today. He wouldn't be sitting here today fixing to be a doctor that saves lives and changes the world. That's what this is all about.